What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Boom! What is up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode. In this episode, I'm just going to get personal with everybody. I'm just going to lay it all out there and, just let it hang, let it swing, just let myself in ways, emotionally maybe, not physically, not testically, maybe emotionally. I'm going to hang myself out there. There's no questions. I was supposed to be an AMA. Ask me anything, which you can always do. If you have questions about podcasting, I'm starting to do. Sundays are I'm doing a how-to on podcasting on the show. Movies, you want to recommend movies. You can always just influence the show by participating in some way. And because I'm always looking for a reason to do an episode about something else, right? I can't do every episode about movies, even though I love movies. Not to say I'm getting rid of movies. I'm just saying movies may be more difficult for me to watch on a regular basis in theaters, which I prefer to at home because it gives me an excuse not to look at my phone. I put my phone on airplane mode. I'm in the movie. I'm enjoying it with a group of people from my neighborhood or neighborhoods, Some are very old people, some are very young. Both spectrums tend to talk a shitload, right? It doesn't matter. Just different types of people, It doesn't matter if you're wealthy or poor. Because if you're on either end of those spectrums, feel free to just use the theater as your own personal coffee room to just discuss whatever the fuck you want to discuss. So I might not be doing as many movies, and that's not why, because of the people. It's just MoviePass is changing, and that's okay. That's okay. There's other things. I'm very busy. I finally, after leaving Denver, moving back here, the big project, the big focus of mine was the Inspired Disorder podcast. And it's like it's almost like it's a 9-year, well, no, it was 8 years, an 8-year-long project, evolved, changed, different hosts, different formats, ups, downs, everything in between. But in Denver, that was like the full-time thing. It was, pre-producing, making sure we had 2 episodes ready to go to record. We had segments within those episodes ready to do, make sure schedule recording time, do all the editing. So it used to be like long format, and then I would spend a lot of time chopping up the video afterward. And now that I've decided to just focus all my energy on Instagram as a social network and as just a platform to release the work that I do, starting off with the Many Faces, doing those daily, and then now doing this show daily on Instagram, are kind of two goals that I wanted to do. It's, set the bar high, give yourself more work than you think you should have. But it's all, I've always wanted to do the daily release because it's I don't know. I used to do long format. It used to be, 3-hour podcast. Do a 3-hour like Joe Rogan. Oh, do a 24-hour live podcast. It was always about the length. And I'm tired. I'm tired of constantly displaying the length that I can bestow upon you in podcast form. And I decided to go minimalist. Decided to go small. Instead of chopping up long format, I do short format, and then you could binge it over on Patreon. Link up top. And now that I know, because I was experimenting with Raylo's movies, because I got MoviePass, and just it's a thing to do out here. There's not a whole lot. I don't golf. I don't have money to go to a hotel and go to pool parties, EDM thing. I'm not into EDM. I don't give a fuck about Splash House. There's not a whole lot of things for me out here. I don't, I'm not I don't do off-roading shit in the desert. I'm not a big hiker, although there's this time of year it's super fucking hot. So movies. I love movies. So I tried doing that podcast, tried bringing back the Inspired Disorder podcast, but just nothing felt, everything felt like I knew I wanted to keep doing some kind of podcast, some kind of like show, other than just doing art. I like being able to do work in different forms, different formats, different mediums. So when I decided to just focus all my efforts on Instagram, since I had been doing pretty much Instagram was had been my focus for, a while. It just made the most sense. Put my Photoshop up there, and they've added features over the years. Stories, I've learned to kind of use all the different features and all that kind of stuff. It's like it's a social there's so many options now. It's not like when there was just MySpace, and then MySpace died, and then everybody kind of went to Facebook, and then Twitter. Those were like the kind of two types of things. And then Instagram came around, and now I don't know. It just makes I can't be on all of them. I haven't been on Facebook, and I don't know how long. I'm contemplating just getting rid of it altogether. I never use it. I don't care about it. It introduced me to a lot of hateful people. I mean, they're good people, but they have like their viewpoints on things are very selfish and very hateful, and it's just, I don't know. So it's like I gave up on Facebook. Twitter is just like a desert. It's just nothing. There's just no interaction on Twitter for me. So why even do that? So Instagram. Snapchat, whatever. That's not my thing. It's whatever. It's like Instagram's got those features if I want to ever do those things like stories. So since I got the focus, it's so easy now. So easy. And now that I have to fill 7 days of shows, I enjoy I've gotten back into scheduling everything and just getting ahead of everything. Now that I know what the focus is, I can kind of get ahead of things and just, figure something else to work on while I'm working on. It's like I enjoy working on all this shit. I enjoy doing artwork. I enjoy editing video. Aside from the amount of money coming in and how I'm making the money, which is far superior to the much higher amounts of money I was making before, working for the fucking people I was working before. Now the independence of it is great. The poverty is tough, but it's nothing I'm new to. So and I have amazing friends that are able to help support me. So I'm taking advantage of that in the best way possible. Working my ass off, trying to grow something in a lot of ways from scratch. But I enjoy it. It's a process that I've been through before, and I've felt what it's like when you get traction and people start noticing what you're doing, and it's just a matter of time, putting yourself out there, all of those things. So that's this episode, everybody. If you ever want to ask me a question, do it. I like doing these, either talk about personal stuff or answer questions, personal episodes. So look for those in my stories. If you like this show and you want to binge this show before it gets released on Instagram TV, go over to patreon.com/inspireddisorder. Sign up. Links are up top. There's a lot more benefits, but if you want to binge this show before it gets released, do it. Links are up top. Have a great day. Have a great week, everybody. Peace out.